Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we talk about something not technical. It's more emotional, but it's still important for you to get what Bitcoin is and to help you get rich actually, or wealthy at least. So today we talk about the owner bias. What's the owner bias? AKA endowment effect. Well, that's when somebody owns something and because they own it, they think it's great, right? I have a car, you have a car, but since it's my car, I think it's greater than yours. It's so beautiful, so much better than yours, right? So a lot of people apply this to financial investments, things in general, but in the assets, investments, because I own it is so good, right? I own XRP, so XRP is so good, right? Like, why don't you own XRP? It's so good. Obviously, I'm sarcastic. So, in particular, this video was triggered by a guy called Mike McGlone, or Mike McGlone. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but this Mike McGlone, it's certainly a boomer who is currently working for Bloomberg and has been a long time trader. I guess at least 30 years, maybe 40 years. So he's been a long time trader and he's often on the Wolf of Wall Street podcast. If you don't know that podcast, go check it out. It's a very good one, a very good YouTube channel. So Mike is often, more than often, always bearish on Bitcoin. Um, why is that? Well, for a variety of reasons, mostly because he's a boomer, and he because he didn't study Bitcoin enough. So, but his objection when arguing, discussing with bullish people on Bitcoin, so with Bitcoiners, his objection is I don't own Bitcoin, so I cannot own it because he works for Bloomberg, so he cannot do sort of insider trading. Because of insider trading rules, he cannot trade anything. He cannot buy or sell anything while being a Bloomberg employee. So because of that, I heard him say, I've heard him say more than once that people should listen to him because he's not biased, right? He doesn't own Bitcoin or any other assets. He doesn't trade them. So he's not biased. So people should listen to him. So today I'm gonna try to disprove him. So let's dive right into it. So this is his objection, and it's not only his. There's a lot of people saying that, and they are generally all non-player characters. So they say I can trust your opinion on Bitcoin because you own Bitcoin. So I cannot trust you. You are biased. Okay. So let me explain why I don't think you should think like that. So, but let's take a step back because there are different types of bias, right? Like there's investing bias, right? The investor bias is I've invested in XRP. I think XRP is so great, which is obviously is not, versus an environmental bias. Like, right? Like, for example, I was born Arab, so I think the Quran is great, and I'm telling you, you should read it. I was born Italian. I think pizza is great, right? Right? Like I should eat it. I was born American. I think guns are great. You should have guns. I was born Belgian. I think beer is great. You should drink beer, right? Like so, all of these are environmental biases or native bias, right? Like you were born Arabic, you were exposed within your environment to the Quran, and the people telling you the Quran is great. You read the Quran, you think it's great, and now you're recommending people to read the Quran. The same is with Italians, right? I was born Italian. I'm eating pizza since I was little. I think pizza is great. You should eat it. Um, I'm American. I was born American. My father is teaching me how to shoot since I was 3 years old. You should have guns. Same with Belgium, right? Like, I'm Belgian. Beer is our culture. Beer is great, right? And I could go on and on and on and on and on. But see, the point is, nobody's born a Bitcoiner, right? I was not born a Bitcoiner, right? Nobody's born a Bitcoiner. So you cannot say that I am biased like an Italian is biased to pizza or an American is biased to guns. Because I was not born a Bitcoiner. Nobody was. All right. I mean, in the future, somebody will. But right now, we are in the early days of Bitcoin and nobody's born Bitcoiner. Now, is is any of these statements false? I argue they are all true, right? Even if you're not Muslim, I'm not Muslim, but the Quran is still a great book, right? Um, I'm not such a fan of guns, but you should have guns probably. I don't drink beer that often, but beer is great, right? And of course, I'm Italian, so yeah, pizza is great. But what I'm saying here is that it's not because some bias is in there, it means that the statement is false, right? Sometimes the statement is false, sometimes the statement is true. You should just study enough to understand whether pizza is great, or guns are great, or beer is great, or the Quran is great. And you can only do it by putting in an effort and studying that, right? Now, an example of this is Michael Saylor. So, Michael Saylor mocked Bitcoin for years. And if you don't know who Michael Saylor is, well, go check it out for yourself. You don't know anything. Michael Saylor is the biggest advocate for Bitcoin. So, right now, if you say Michael Saylor, it's like saying the biggest Bitcoiner on earth. Yet, Michael Saylor has been mocking Bitcoin for years. He didn't understand Bitcoin. So check out this tweet, it's from 2013, and he says Bitcoin days are numbered. It seems like just a matter of time before it suffers the same fate as online gambling. And in those days, online gambling was crumbling. So he thought Bitcoin was going to zero. He thought Bitcoin was a scam, right? Yet now his company owns more Bitcoin than any other company on earth, right? This is, you can check it yourself, is MicroStrategy, and the holdings over time of Bitcoin. You can see now he has basically $60 billion in Bitcoin. Okay. So he went from being the biggest skeptic to the biggest holder. And why is that? Simple, knowledge and experience. Knowledge and experience, right? He saw that Bitcoin was not going away. It was not a scam, but he was still skeptical until he spent more than 1,000 hours studying Bitcoin. That's why he understood it, right? In the same way, every Bitcoiner spent countless hours studying Bitcoin and macro and, politics and you know, history of money. Zero coiners, zero coiners, so people with zero Bitcoin spend definitely less than 10 hours studying Bitcoin, and that's why they do not understand it. So of course, if you don't study something, you will never be able to understand it, right? So IQ test, small IQ test. Who should you listen to? Should you listen to somebody who didn't study enough, the topic which he is talking about, or or you should listen to somebody who actually spent countless hours studying Bitcoin, right? So pick your fighter. So pick your fighter, guys. You have to pick your fighter. Do you want to listen to somebody who didn't study more than 10 hours what Bitcoin is? Or you want to listen to somebody who studied thousands of hours what Bitcoin is. It's an IQ test. You tell me. Plus, do you want to listen to somebody who lives freely and even though he works a lot, is an hard worker, but lives freely? Or do you want to listen to another guy who still works a lot? It's a hard worker for sure, but it's still stuck in an office at 9 a.m. Monday morning, stuck in an office in New York City. And because of that, he hasn't studied Bitcoin more than 10 hours. And he's telling you you should sell Bitcoin. Well, you pick your fighter, it's your option. But what I want to say here is we Bitcoiners did not choose to invest in Bitcoin because we were born Bitcoiners. We choose because we studied enough to understand that it's the best option, right? We understood that Bitcoin is the best option and the only option viable if you want to save your wealth over time and space. So it's not like we were born Bitcoiners. Of course, we wish Bitcoin to go up. And so we have positive thinking, and sometimes we are too much bullish on it. But the general message is Bitcoin is the solution to a lot of problems. And that's not because we were born Bitcoiners, but because we learned about it through experience, sometimes actually painful experience, combined with knowledge. So we studied Bitcoin and we understood it, right? And actually, more. And actually, the truth is, we all went through pain. Michael Saylor went through a lot of pain. His company was not dying, but on the path to death, as well as a lot of other Bitcoiners experienced pain, maybe censorship pain, or not being able to move money around, not be able to escape a dictatorship, or an authoritarian regime, not being able to transfer your wealth to your kids through generations. So the Bitcoin realization comes from pain and knowledge, right? Experience and knowledge. It's not like we were born into it, right? And I want to make one more analogy. The best Muslim, it's not the one who was born Muslim and his father smashed his head to make him learn the Quran. It's not that one, probably. The best Muslim oftentimes is somebody who converted to it, right? Who maybe was atheist before, but he discovered the Quran, he read into it, he saw the message, right? He first experienced the pain of being a non-believer, and then combining pain and knowledge, he understood, okay, I want to become a Muslim. And now he's the best Muslim, right? The same thing you could say about Buddhism, Christianity, whatever your religion is. This is the truth, right? If you were just born into it, you probably didn't question it and you didn't experience enough pain to study enough hours to understand the truth. So, guys, stick with the truth. The truth is Bitcoin is the solution. Buy Bitcoin. See you in the next.